What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the week's movie news, entertainment news, and just generally having a bit of a chit-chat about everything to do with film. I am joined as always by my best man, Mr. Shaun Meehan. Shaun, how's it going?
I'm good, Conor. Just another manic Monday. Am I right?
I thought you were going to start singing.
I wish it was Sunday, personally.
So, Shaun, I mean, it's because it's Monday, what we decided to do is we try and brighten it up. You know, start of the week, it's a bit rough. So, yeah. As a way to, like, improve our days, I think maybe 5 stars on Spotify.
Lads, if you could do 5 stars. Look, we've started uploading the show at an earlier hour. So, if you're just getting out of bed, first thing you do, give 2 weirdos 5 stars on their show. We'd really appreciate that.
Our tactic is to get you while you're half asleep and you don't know any better.
My dream is that someone has an alarm set that it just like shuffles Spotify and the show comes on one day.
One time, by the way, if this is your first episode, you don't have to do anything. Just chill out. If it's your second or above, we'd really appreciate a like, a follow, a share, whatever we can support the show. That would really help us out. But Shaun, one time, I was out for a run. I was like running a 5k, just trying to keep fit, right? Listening to my music, and I had my music library there. Yeah. And I accidentally had downloaded a Patreon episode from about 4 years ago, like the audio from it, right? Yeah. So I had the MP3 file and it had mixed in with my library. And so I was mid-run and then I heard myself. And I've never found something turn me off more doing anything.
Did you leave it on? Did you leave on the show?
No. I checked my times, and it was the thing of you have to check your time or whatever, how well you did, and my time plummeted the minute I began talking to myself.
You came to a dead stop.
I was like, oh, that's a pretty good pace, and then the minute I heard me, I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, no.
My fiance got laser eye surgery there last year, and she couldn't obviously look at screens for a little while, so she just had Spotify on shuffle. And she fell asleep with Spotify Shuffle on, and she woke up to the Ben Reilly Hero or Zero. She was like, I thought you were in the room. It was really weird.
She was like asking you for a glass of water.
Yeah. Gasping. I was out with the lads, of course.
You were obviously leaving her alone at home blind.
She's fine.
Have to go drinking with the lads.
It's Wednesday.
Sure, I had my lasers done yesterday. I'm built different, you know what I mean? I walked it off.
I'm pure made of lasers, boy.
So Shaun, as I said, this is all movie news and entertainment news, so I think it's important. We do have some pretty big news later on in regards to Avengers stuff. Because there was some things released this week, but we're going to start off with some superhero stuff, and because I have some massive Spider-Man 4 reports / rumours that we don't really know if it's true or not.
Okay, this is brand new day, the street level / multiverse Spider-Man story, right? So
this is the reason why I'm bringing it up, Shaun, is because if you don't know, Spider-Man 4 or Spider-Man Brand New Day is what they're calling it. It's with Tom Holland and they're all coming back. And obviously, you remember the last one, we finished it, and he's in New York, and he's web slinging around, and nobody knows who he is, and it's street level Spider-Man. And it's straight line to street level Spider-Man. There's no other way to go about it.
You have to do 3 films of galactic level threats before you can do street level Spider-Man, as everyone knows.
But ever since that movie came out, there has been, I would say, conflicting rumours and conflicting reports that we have covered, in which half of them say it's a street-level movie where it's Daredevil's going to be there and you're going to have lads just kung fu fighting in the streets, nothing too big. And then alternatively, on the other side, we've had the world is literally about to end and Spider-Man has to save it.
All the Spider-Men are going to come back. Again, it's going to be great. We're going to ring that bell twice, guys. You're going to love it.
Galactus might be there for the laugh.
Who knows, you know?
But Shaun, this report may finally start revealing some actual news and potential villains for the movie, because I know you're asking, who are the villains?
Who are the villains, Conor?
Thank you. Well, I meant a well, you can do it now, I suppose. Do it one more time.
Who are the villains, Conor?
You don't need to shout.
The mic peaked so badly there. I'm really sorry.
You might just say no.
I'm going to edit
Stop
that.
So, Spider-Man Brand New Day, the villains that are being sort of rumoured, sort of teased currently at the minute is Scorpion.
About time.
Boomerang.
I fucking love Boomerang, as you well know.
And Tombstone.
Tombstone's pretty rad, and honestly should have been a Spider-Man villain in the movies a long time ago.
Now, the thing is, a lot of people are thinking, but Shaun, isn't Boomerang, isn't he in DC? But silly you, Shaun, because you see, Marvel looked at Captain Boomerang, different character, already in the Suicide Squad, played by Jai Courtney, but the comic book character, I think came 5 years later. Yep. Marvel did up their own Australian-born lad who does boomerang stuff.
Conor, I need you to know he's not Australian-born. He's all-American. He was originally a baseball pitcher, failed at that, and then moved to Australia. And that's why he became Boomerang.
Sorry, it's worse. I forgot. Because we did a Hero Zero on Boomerang. Have we done one on Scorpion or Tombstone?
Years ago we did Scorpion. Scorpion is Mac Gargan. Saw him at the end of Spider-Man Homecoming, actually, talking to the Vulture.
True.
And he is like, there's various versions. Usually he is a man trapped in a Scorpion mech suit at the behest of J. Jonah Jameson to try and kill Spider-Man. And then Boomerang is a B or C list villain who ends up being Peter Parker's roommate in a recent run of comics. And Peter Parker just lets him be a villain because he's not going to do anything too bad, and it gives him a connection to the criminal underworld.
Because his literal special ability is that he can throw stuff.
Yes, like which you can only go so far with. Tombstone is... If Kingpin is like the Kingpin of crime, it's like maybe 1 or 2 steps below him is Tombstone. He's like... Okay. Like a...
Like a mob boss?
He's a mob boss, yeah. He's like a Tony Soprano type dude. Like,
okay.
Well connected, able to do whatever he wants.
Well, what I'm getting from this shot is 3 very street level villains.
Very street level villains. Like, I know Scorpion's a bit man in a big scorpion contraption.
Yeah.
But still, they're all like, none of them are world domination or destroying the universe or looking for Infinity Stones. They're doing jewel heists in Manhattan, kind of a thing.
Yeah. Now, I suppose you could do all of those villains, and then at the end of this movie, you're also like, oh, the world's about to end as well. There's like space people.
I think that's probably what's going to happen, because there's been, I don't know where the whole timeline falls right now, but there's been some delays about certain films.
And that kind of puts this movie in a much different spot than it was in.
Yeah, where it's, instead of happening between 2 Avengers movies, it could very well happen before 2 Avengers movies.
Which is obviously different because now you can't talk about what happened in the Avengers movie because it hasn't happened yet, technically.
Yeah.
So if something like, say, Infinity War and half the people disappear, and the movie's set after that movie, but then gets moved to before that movie, and you can't really have anyone going, geez, it was mad when everyone disappeared, wasn't it? Because that technically hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, which kind of happened, I think, with Ant-Man and the Wasp. Came out after Infinity War, but that ends with them getting dusted.
Yeah, vaguely, so, like, at the very, very end.
Yeah, at the very, very end. Because Infinity War actually takes place over like a few days.
Yeah.
But I could see the last shot of this Spider-Man Brand New Day movie being like another Earth colliding with our Earth, like starting the incursions.
Yeah, it just looks up into the sky. I mean, what do you think about the villain lineup? I mean, we've had, like, I mean, he's had Vulture. What was villain number 2 is Mysterio, so technically kind of street level, just more like, he's not even magic, he's more like science-based illusions kind of stuff.
Yeah, I like that take on Mysterio. I've gone on record
I really like that, and Jake Gyllenhaal kills it in that role as well. It's real good.
Yeah, 100%. And then The Spider-Man No Way Home was villains from other movies, which I like that movie. But I think here's my crackpot theory: so we've got vultures out there, scorpions out there. Well, Vulture might be in the Sony universe, we don't know. Vulture's out there.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Because Vulture is at the end of Morbius.
Yeah, so he might actually have to be written off. Because he might just be gone.
Well, but I suppose you could then also raise the point of who watched Morbius.
This is also true. We did for the Patreon, because all of our fans are dickheads.
Yeah. The patrons made us watch Morbius, yeah. And look, I've never quite forgiven them for that. But then they followed it up with Madam Web, and I really can't forgive them for that.
But let's say, like, confirmed villains in Tom Holland's Spider-Man's universe. Scorpion, Mysterio, who could come back at any time. He exists on a USB stick now. And then if we had Tombstone, Boomerang, and then we need to bring Vulture back in for this to work, and then the sixth one, the Hobgoblin, played by Jacob Batalon.
So you're going full Sinister Six?
I think he's going to get his own Sinister Six.
I mean, bold to do a whole six in one movie, but I suppose you technically have introduced two of them. Well, Vulture and Ned for sure.
Yeah, like maybe they get on the life raft that goes to the next universe, you know, and then we can just play that out.
Also, you're forgetting Sadie Sink is in this movie. We don't quite know who she's playing.
True.
I mean, could be Jessica Jones. Not Jessica Jones. I was thinking Lady Stiltman.
You thought Lady Stiltman and said Jessica
I was going to say Jessica Drew for some reason. For some reason, my brain went Lady Stiltman, and then my brain went Jessica Drew, and then I was going to go Jessica Jones.
You getting enough sleep at night, buddy?
No, I'm actually exhausted.
That'll do it. That will do it to a man.
I don't know who she's playing, really. And could you have some theories.
Could be Gwen, like who continues the long tradition of having redheads play Gwen Stacy. Yeah. Could be a black cat. You never know. Could be another version of Mary Jane that they want to bring in. But
it'd be weird to have two MJs in the same movie, though.
It is, and
makes no sense.
It is just a weird decision to make. You know.
Yeah, I mean, you can cast her as anyone. Just cast her as a different... Spider-Man is littered with female superheroes. So just, like, make her one of them.
Have her be Silver Sable, you know? Have her be a little anti-hero kind of thing. That'd be fun.
That'd be cool if that's also part of the whole, like, mob stuff that you're also bringing in with Tombstone. And she's, like, involved in all that shit.
Tombstone, by the way, very strong, unbreakable skin, sharp teeth. Pretty cool character. Very well done in Spider-Man the Animated Series. If anyone watched that, he was a bully of Robbie Robertson, who works at the Daily Bugle.
I remember that series. Yeah, when did that come out?
That was the 90s.
Yeah, that was in the classic 90s when you had that, like Batman the Animated Series and X-Men and all at the same time.
Great time to be a child.
Great time. So, I mean, that movie comes out next year, so July of next year.
Wow.
That's coming out. I don't know if they've even started filming.
I don't think they have, but to be honest with you.
Which continues the streak of Marvel being like, oh, that movie's coming out next year. And they're like, we'll start it the night before. They're kind of like me in college. like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll get it done. Don't worry about it.
Sure, look, the pressure makes me work harder. If I only have 3 weeks left, then I'll put it together.
Yeah. I work best in the last 20 minutes of a project. And
then they take all the guys who do the CGI and they just whip them until they're like, well, we want the full movie CGI in, I don't know, you have 46 minutes.
Yeah. Like, just sleep under your desk. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You won't get paid more, but do it.
But yeah, sure, look, we'll see how we do it. Anyway, so it's crazy. The more you hear about other projects, is like, you know, say Superman getting done a year before release and then just like doing complete post-production for 12 months before it comes out.
Imagine working like that, Connor. Wouldn't it be wild?
Next, all they have to do is just do the Batman 2 and then have a few more years of gaps.
Oh, buddy, I don't know.
Shaun, you like zombies. You like 28 days later, 28 months later, all that stuff.
28 months later does not exist, but I know what you mean.
The 28
days, weeks, years.
Years, they skip the months.
Skip the months. Well, maybe it'll be a tie-in comic series, who knows?
There's gotta be. Will Poulter to star in medieval horror zombie movie.
Fuck yeah.
I thought this might catch your attention. So it's set in medieval England in the year 1348, and it's set in a stone monastery in Yorkshire, which houses 10 monks bound by a life of strict routine and devotion.
Hell yeah.
Which is their peace is disrupted by the arrival of a messenger, a man with haunting news from the outside world, which is a mystery illness which seems to be taking down people in nearby villages.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this is framed as like a plague story, but it's zombies.
Yeah.
Fucking hell yeah, this is so cool.
Will Poulter is involved in it. He's going to be playing one of the monks.
I believe he'd play a good monk, you know?
I think he would. Now, will he have to lose the Marvel jacket? Will they put a big cloak on him?
Big cloak.
Real big cloak.
It's like what they did to the one dude in Cabin in the Woods. Fran Kranz, is that his name?
Oh, yeah.
He's more jacked than Hemsworth in that movie.
Yeah.
And they just put him in various
to be the dork.
hoodies. Yeah. They need to be an absolute loser.
Yeah. So, I mean, you have all the infected. They're going to come towards the monastery, and then you have the monks trying to fight them off.
So I need to know. I need to know more of the like production staff on this movie, because what kind of tone are we doing with this? Is it sad that this is happening, or is it fucking rad? Like,
Well, I'm going to say that between the monks are torn apart. I'm reading just like literally the press release.
Oh, yeah.
It caught my eye so much, and I was like, oh, I need to tell Shaun about this movie.
You've got the elevator pitch for this at the minute.
Yeah, I literally read it myself. I was like, oh, fuck, better tell Shaun about this. So I love it. The monks are torn apart by a moral rift between those who believe they must care for the sick who have been bitten, and those who want to protect the centuries of knowledge safeguarded by the monastery. So you also have the monks torn in half, with some of them being like, no, we are monks, we should care for the sick when they're dying.
Because they don't fucking know what zombies are.
Exactly.
Oh, there's going to be a monk bitten, and he's going to succumb and turn, and he's going to turn a bunch of his fellow brother monks. Someone is getting stabbed with a crucifix in this movie, and it's going to be the coolest shit in the world.
I suppose the question I have here, right, is especially because Sinners came out, and that was vampires. And that's what that makes me think, like, these kind of movies... Well, it's difficult to say, are these kind of movies back? Because there's different levels, and Ryan Coogler is literally a madman genius, mad scientist who just does things that are just like, you're not going to have Ryan Coogler every time unless you tire him out and just make him do all of these movies.
True.
So,
but I would say I'm all on board for just going back to, hey, let's just tell a vampire story. Let's just tell a zombie story. If every monster movie turned out as good as Sinners, I would be the happiest little boy in the world.
Well, yeah, but if every... Oh, Shaun, here we go. If every movie is like Sinners, then Sinners is no longer good, technically.
I don't think that's true, Connor.
It is. It's not like the big thing of, like, if everything is good, then it loses the quality.
I'm not saying just make Sinners. I'm saying make something with the ethos and care that Sinners had.
Make something with the ethos and care of one of the best movies of the last 5 to 6 years.
I'm just saying. I think there's a place for that. I think
you're going to make it in Hollywood with these kind of ideas. Why don't we just do a good movie?
Yeah, it might cost a bit more. Sinners didn't cost that much.
Why don't we cast Michael B. Jordan in the lead?
Like, because I've been thinking about this recently, because they did a re-release of 28 Days Later in cinemas, and 28 Days Later is my favourite film. Like, I was so... Ever. Like, I love it so much. I was so stoked about it. And I got to watch it on a big screen, because I was fucking 6 or 7 when it came out originally.
Yeah.
And I was just watching it, and I was like, man, they really just fucking cared about all of this. And I put a lot of work into it. And I looked it up, and it cost £8 million to make.
But that was very, like, running and gunning. Like, they were
It
just...
was. They used,
remember they got the street in London for like half an hour, and they're like, well, we got to film it.
And it's like at 6 a.m. and it's like, okay, I guess he wakes up at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And like, it's like regular cameras duct taped to lampposts and shit. It's great. But like, they all gave a shit.
Yeah.
And like, Ryan Coogler, I'm going to assume, gave a shit about Sinners.
So yeah, I think... no matter how good the movie is, I think one of our favourite things we've come to realise in the last few years is we love when they give a shit. And you can kind of feel it. It's a weird vibe and we always come back to it, Shaun. Constantine is always
it's the example.
It's my example. So if you haven't seen Keanu Reeves in Constantine, that movie is not notoriously good. Like, people wouldn't say that's their favourite movie of all time. It's fine. It came out in 2007. I think it might be 05.
I think it was
5 or 07.
I think it was 5.
Yeah, and it came out, and I don't think Keanu Reeves is a good Constantine in terms of like casting. No. But Keanu Reeves is a great actor, and I wouldn't normally be like, oh, he's wrong for a role. But I'm like, Constantine, blonde guy, British guy who's like really sarcastic.
Yeah, I also think that movie. Well, this is just a Constantine review again.
Yeah, of course.
That movie's not trying to be comic book Constantine. That is Keanu Reeves fights
what it
guts.
does have, and me and you said in the review, for all of its flaws, jeez, they fucking tried a load of shit that's cool.
They just went for it. They swung for the fences, and sometimes it made it.
Sometimes they got a 10 out of 10, and sometimes they got a 3. But they swung a lot. I think it's better to swing a lot than have a movie that just stays at a 6.
100%. And it excels in certain areas. Story, weak enough. Production design, fucking unreal.
Some of the cinematography, amazing.
Yeah.
So cool.
Like, it's a mixed bag, but you can tell that it wasn't just made because now we have to make this movie. It was like, we have an opportunity to tell this story, so let's do what we can. Let's try some stuff. I
also, in terms of this movie, I think, especially because I think Sinners now is going to really accelerate a lot of these ideas that we're kind of getting thrown around, which might be a smaller budget horror movie that makes a lot of money. You cast some big stars in it. Will Poulter comes in and maybe make it real good. But I think the monastery ideas also really good, like very dark, very like there's shadows. You could do a real like Alien kind of vibe where the zombies are in the darkness, but it's like a small set and you just need like the hallways. Yeah,
like kind of Alien meets like The Thing. Like, because you're so isolated in a monastery.
Yeah.
And like a monastery is like, it's built for being defendable as well. And like once the sick are the things you're defending against, what do you do? That's really
Will Poulter's, I like Will Poulter. He chooses some interesting, cool stuff, which I enjoy.
I'm also very excited for The Bear to come back, and he's in that as well.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty good. I think they're filming now.
No, it's coming out on my birthday, 26th of June.
Ah, cool. Everyone wish Shaun a happy birthday.
No, I won't read it. I'll be busy watching The Bear. I'm sorry.
He absolutely won't do it.
I don't have the logins to the social media. Come on.
So we're moving on to our next piece of news. And what if I told you that there was a Street Fighter movie coming out? And not only is there a Street... Go on.
I was going to say I'd call you a liar.
Well, Legendary are releasing a live-action Street Fighter movie based on the Capcom video game, starring Jason Momoa and Roman Reigns.
What?
Yes.
Up until the last 2 words, I was not on board. But now...
For some reason, I read this headline and I was like, Momoa and Reigns in the same movie feels like that's overkill. That's the long-haired boy overkill.
There's not enough creatine in the world to keep that set going.
How much shampoo do those guys need? Too much.
It's a lot of lustrous locks, I'll be honest.
So they are going to be in the Street Fighter. It's also got Noah Centineo in it, and Andrew Koji for Bullet Train. So pretty strong in terms of people they're bringing in. So
is this movie Barbieing us, Connor?
No, you see, we can't keep bringing up movies that are Barbieing us every fucking week, but Street Fighter, notoriously like one of those classic video games, I would say not a good idea for a movie, just in general.
Famously just failed as a movie the first time they tried
it. Yeah. So like, I'm like, okay, I can see why you want to do it, fair enough, but simultaneously, I don't know if it's ever going to be good for what you're looking for or how you do it. But then I seen Jason Momoa attached, and then I seen Roman Reigns attached, and I was like, is this going to be like a cult classic kind of thing? It might be underground good.
It could, like, I could see it being at least watchable. You know, like, I don't think it's going to be, like, I know it's a video game movie, but I don't think it's going to be Minecraft movie. But I could see it being like the most recent Mortal Kombat, which I thought was fine, you know?
Yeah. And I think those kind of movies, back in the day, would have absolutely made a fortune on DVD sales. And it's really sad that, obviously, they don't have that anymore. Like, they done okay in the cinema, but they would have made, like, a majority of money from people like maybe 14 or 15-year-olds going, have you seen Street Fighter? Oh my god, it's absolutely amazing. Go get the DVD.
Yeah, like, like a lot of movies are successful but on word of mouth after the fact, and it's hard to do that on a streaming service.
Yeah. So it's sad. It's these kind of movies that really make me like think about that. Also, I mean, Jason Momoa on a run. The Minecraft movie, Shaun, based off a different video game, approaching $1 billion.
Yeah,
so
super successful. And look, not my cup of tea, but fair play to the lads for doing it. You know.
So video game movies apparently they're back.
See, this happened with Detective Pikachu. And then we happened to get Sonic, which is quite good. And then... Yeah.
So now we're definitely back. Is that what you're saying?
I think so. Were you a Street Fighter kid growing up? Or?
I'm Street Fighter 2.
Okay.
Big Street Fighter 2 player.
Who'd you main? Who are you going
for? What's the guy's name? The
Ryu?
sumo fighter.
Oh, the sumo guy. Oh, fuck.
Suzuki? That's Suzuki. Is it Suzuki?
Who is it? Is it a K? Hang on, I've got a list. Akuma?
No.
Honda?
Oh, Honda, yes.
Honda.
It's Honda. Because, no, we played Street Fighter, Shaun. When we were in London, we went to a barcade, me and you, at like 11 o'clock at night.
We did!
And we played Street Fighter, and I picked Honda, and I kicked the shit out of you.
Not just me, you kicked the shit out of everyone else on that stag party.
I love Honda. There was a Street Fighter 2 arcade thing in my work for like ages, right?
Yeah.
And for like 6 months straight, me and one of the other guys who worked there, like we went through the whole gambit of like button mashing, and then we came in the next day and we button mashed a little less. Then we came in the next day, and about 3 months in, we got to the point where like he would throw a move and I would deflect that move, and then I'd go my own, and he would know the exact buttons to press. And then
you made Street Fighter into chess, basically.
And so, but after about 6 months, I think the CEO of the company or something came for a visit, and I remember there was like lads from America in the work, and he was showing them around the office, and he was like, "Oh, we have this here," and he came up the stairs, and I think like me and him were like, "Yeah, fuck you, yeah, fuck." Yes,
You dickhead.
And he just gave us a look that was like, lads,
come on. You can't be doing that.
just even for one day, pretend like you're doing work. And so I think we never did it again.
Oh, what a retirement though. Like
it's one of those where I think if I went back to it, I think I could pick it up quickly, but there was like a 6-month stretch there.
Yeah, especially
I knew everything.
Like that old as well, like nothing's changing in that. So your muscle memory will still match up to what it was.
Yeah, no, it was good stuff. So I mean, I had obviously a special place in the heart for Street Fighter. Mm-hmm. So when I seen this, I was like, that's a cool idea for a movie. And then I seen Roman Reigns. If Shaun, could you describe Roman Reigns to anyone who doesn't know who he is?
For a while, he was the worst face in wrestling, the worst good guy in wrestling, and then they made him a bad guy, but because he was forced to be the good guy was why he was bad. He's had a whole arc of people hating him, then genuinely liking him, then having one of the best like announcements of a hiatus that's ever been in wrestling, and then he came back, and now he's just a monster.
And he basically is like a doppelganger kind of thing for Jason Momoa a little bit. There was wrestling or WWE recently was on Netflix, if anyone doesn't know, and they moved over to Netflix. It's all on there now. And some of my favourite tweets were women discovering Roman Reigns on Netflix. He's like, hang on, who the fuck is this guy? Hold up.
I watched it. I watched WrestleMania this year in my fiance's house, and her dad walked in during it was a triple threat with Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk. And when Roman Reigns walked in, I heard her dad go, "Fuck, he's massive."
That's the kind of reaction you gotta have. So in Street Fighter, I think he could be Honda, maybe.
I think he'd be a very good M. Bison, personally.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Might have to
very
cut
good.
the hair or wig it up a bit, but
there's no way he's cutting that hair. There's absolutely no way. If you have that hair at 40, you're not cutting that hair. Come on now.
If we're talking wrestlers in Street Fighter, also great to cast wrestlers in the fighting game movie.
Of course,
John Cena should be M. Bison.
Yes, you actually should. Yeah, you could just do the whole cast and Jason Momoa, who's also 6'6", to just be in it.
I feel there's another world where that man is a wrestler. To be honest with you,
100%, 100%. There's a decision in his childhood that took him towards acting. But he easily could have just gone the opposite way. Shaun, we're moving on to our next piece of news, and I mean, this is kind of similar in the video game area. Because Alex Garland is to direct a live-action Elden Ring movie adaptation at A24.
Conor, please. I can only get so aroused.
So, Deadline is reporting that, Elden Ring, one of the biggest video games in the world, I would say. And Alex Garland, who is recently doing 28 Years Later, actually.
And wrote 28 Days, my favourite movie.
Yes, is heading into the lands between as writer-director on the live-action Elden Ring movie.
Oh, folks. It's all coming up, Shaun.
It's all coming up, Shaun. My ankles are all wet, but my calves are both dry. Shaun, I mean, it's interesting because do you think an Elden Ring live action movie will actually... Okay. But, okay, when was the last great, medieval or fighty movie that did well?
Heath Ledger's A Knight's Tale, Conor.
2001's A Knight's Tale.
What month in 2001, out of curiosity?
I don't even know if it was 2001. It probably was.
It was 2001, you're correct. But was it pre-
I'm going to say August. I'm going to say August.
Release date? May 2001.
You know what we were talking about recently with Demolition Man was 5-star, 3-star movies.
Yeah.
And A Knight's Tale is a 5-star, 3-star movie.
100%.
Yeah. It's one of the best movies you're ever going to watch that's 3 stars.
Yes. But I think there's a room for a return to like the swords and sorcery grand epic kind of a movie. And like Elden Ring is like heavily Welsh influenced, so there's a lot of folklore to draw on and stuff like that. And if you've watched, I think it's A24, but The Northman, have you watched that?
Is that the one with Matt Damon?
No. It's the...
which one's that one?
You're thinking of The Last Jewel, I think?
Yeah, I'm thinking of The Last Jewel.
One that was made in Ireland.
Yeah.
Northman is like Viking, or am I thinking of Barbarian? One of them. It's weird Viking stories.
No, I remember Northman. Yeah, I know. I think that they're always trying to get things like this off the ground. It's interesting they didn't go Skyrim, but they went Elden Ring, which is a bit okay. But like, you also have the situation where, obviously, Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon. A lot of people love those shows. Like a lot of people watch them. There's a massive viewing audience. It just never really kind of translates to movies, which is very strange because there's some really good movies in that kind of genre, but they always kind of come out and then nobody really sees them, and then everyone's like, "Oh, we're not doing another one for another 3 years." Yeah,
one of my favourite movies is Excalibur from I think it's 1981. I think it is.
Oh, yeah.
Really, really good. And that was conceived as an original adaptation of Lord of the Rings into film. But then they like this, and they started all the production design and stuff like that. But they couldn't get the rights to Lord of the Rings. So they had all of this stuff made that is heavily Lord of the Rings influenced. And they were like, I guess we'll just tell a King Arthur story instead then.
Yeah, so like the last one of these that was great was the Lord of the Rings. Those movies.
Yes, with the biggest cultural impact for sure.
Yeah, like I can't think of another one that was... we're probably missing a really obvious one from like 2008 or 2009, but like all I can think of is like Russell Crowe's Robin Hood. Taron Egerton's Robin Hood.
Honest to God, like I'm going to hit you with a few of these and you tell me if they're any good. Eragon.
Okay. Oh, fine. Yeah, fine.
Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time.
Oh, Jake Gyllenhaal's finest performance, yes.
The Scorpion King. What are we doing?
Best movie ever, of course.
The Never-Ending Story. Beowulf. Beowulf. It's a weird movie, but it's a good story.
Yes, it's fine.
Clash of the Titans.
Oh no.
It's from 1981 no. as well. Scorpion King 3.
It's just like it's a weird genre. And I think you're right. I think probably the last ones were The Northman or like The Last Jewel or whatever it is. Like those last few movies, and those movies get really good critical receptions. I don't mean by that. I mean like as in like people go to see them, they're like, oh, that's really good. But there's a weird thing where lots of people won't go see them, and then they get cold feet. Whereas like they could be a really good movie. Like you could bring this out, but you also have the video game aspect, so there's probably inbuilt fans. It runs the risk that you might insult them by dumbing it down a little bit. But what can we do?
Elden Ring is a lot of it is about like gameplay and challenge and difficulty. So like, and the lore is like, if you want it, it's there. So that could be a good way for those fans to just mainline the lore of the thing they already enjoy playing.
And if you are going to get anyone in to do it, I feel like Alex Garland might be the right choice.
Yeah, like that man is intensely talented at creating like believable worlds specifically. Also in the 2020s, 3 very good movies listed as swords and sorcery films. The Green Knight, which I adore.
Yes.
The Northman, as just mentioned. And Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves.
Ah, of course. I actually didn't count Dungeons and Dragons because it's more like comedy kind of thing. There's like a weird like drama involving knights is something that you don't normally see a lot. I mean, if you're going to do it, like you could just do Robin Hood, or like Taron Egerton's Robin Hood. Did you see that one, Shaun? No.
No, isn't he like? But he's like he's John Wick Robin Hood in that movie, isn't he?
Yeah, no, it's really good. I've seen it twice. I I think I somehow ended up seeing that in the cinema twice, I remember, and the first time was also bad. But, well, it wasn't like, I was like, oh, that was fine. But then the second time, I think someone won tickets to go. And I had to,
Right.
they're like, I've got a spare ticket. I was like, I'm not doing anything for the afternoon. And I remember walking in going, why did I agree to go again?
So it wasn't like you intensely enjoyed it and wanted to see more. It was just...
No, I think the second one was, I think they like won tickets in a competition of some sort.
I mean, at least you didn't pay twice.
True. Shaun, there was a recent trailer this week that you may have missed, or you may have seen, Jurassic World Rebirth. We have our next trailer, which I think it might be the last trailer for this movie.
July, right?
There is a... For anyone who doesn't know, Jurassic World, Jurassic Park, they're getting another movie, led by Scarlett Johansson. Mahershala Ali is finally returning to movies.
Back on the big screen.
And Jonathan Bailey. They're all in this movie, Jurassic World Rebirth. It's going to be like there's a covert operations team that goes to the island of Jurassic World to extract DNA from the 3 largest dinosaurs on the planet.
To what end, I would say?
Just cause.
Just a load of dinosaurs kicking around in that world. There's always more dinosaurs.
I mean, this trailer, it's directed by Gareth Edwards as well, so it's going to serve as a sequel, kind of, to Jurassic World Dominion, but mostly a soft reboot for the franchise, with like Scarlett Johansson, I think, and Jonathan Bailey leading the way. I don't think Mahershala Ali makes it out of this movie, to be honest.
I think that might have been in his contract, is I'm only going to do one of these.
I have to go do Blade. I can only do one.
I was watching this trailer, and in the back of my mind there was this little annoying prick of a voice that was just like, but where's the magic in it? You know?
Do you know what? That's so weird, because I think I had the same thing, but it's hard to put your finger on it.
It's like, there's not the they do move in herds moment from the first Jurassic Park. And
yeah, they did the thing of like, wow, isn't that amazing? You don't see that every day kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm just like, that's a very good CGI rendering of what people believe a T-Rex to look like. You know? I have no emotional attachment to this film in any way.
So I suppose, yeah, they could, like, for me, Jurassic Park, I would have emotional attachment to.
Yes.
Because that movie is, like, incredible. And even, like, the first Jurassic World, I will still give a pass that it doesn't have, like, obviously the same magic, because all of the rest of them don't have that magic from the first one. You can't really replicate that.
Because you can only see dinosaurs for the first time once.
Exactly. So, yeah, even diehard Jurassic Park fans, do you think they're looking at this trailer and they're like, amazing, this looks incredible?
No, I think a diehard Jurassic Park fan likes the Jurassic Park movies they grew up with.
Of course.
Which is completely understandable, like.
But then you could also raise the question, or raise the point, Shaun, that this is always somebody's first. There's a 6-year-old that's going to have to go. Yeah. I don't know why you would bring a 6-year-old to this movie who, I mean, I'm assuming people are going to get ripped apart. Very violent. But like maybe even a 10-year-old, 12-year-old. It'll be 12 PG. And so they'll bring those in, and this will be like their first big moment of this. But they will also not have the carry-on from the Jurassic Park movies, so they won't quite know what's going on.
Yeah, because this is now the third generation of Jurassic Park films, if you want. Yeah,
so you have the original trilogy, and then you've got Chris Pratt, Jurassic World,
Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and Jurassic
Fallen Kingdom, World Dominion. Is it the third one of those?
Fair play. I would not in a million years have guessed it.
The Jurassic World Dominion, and then this is the soft reboot of another trilogy, I think, starring ScarJo and Jonathan Bailey.
I'm trying to put this into words without coming across as a prick either.
It's very hard for you to do. Go on.
It feels like Jurassic World, the first one.
Yeah.
That is what Jurassic Park, the franchise, has become now. Is that dinosaurs are boring and it's only... You got to make bigger and better every time.
Ironically, it's like this. It's a snake is eating its own tail.
Yes, and I don't like that's I'm not the first person to think that. The writing staff probably think some of that, and maybe that's the point of the film. But then it's hard to market because the thing you're marketing, the film is deeming as bad. You get me?
And I think these movies can still throw up good scenes, is the thing. It's just, like, in my brain, and this is also a silly thing, but I was like, why would you go there? Why would you go back there?
Why would you do it? Just leave him alone. Leave him alone. I went back.
Every time we go back there, something bad happens.
I went back, because after watching this trailer, I went back and watched the original trailer for Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Man, maybe it's purely nostalgia goggles, like 100%.
Of course.
But it just, when I see the light shine in the T-Rex eye and the pupil dilates, I'm like, that's a real thing that I'm looking at.
Yeah. I was looking at this and I was like, look, CGI. Yeah. There's no scientific term for that. It's just, I'm like, there's a load of CGI dinosaurs. Fair play to them.
There has to be a study done or something. I'm not going to do it. I don't know enough. But people's ability to recognise CGI and how that impacts, like, their enjoyment of a film. Like, you know what? Like, because anytime there's like a behind the scenes and sometimes it's released as promo, like I know June did it and stuff. Anything that's practical. That gets me way more jazzed watching a film when I'm like,
love when they build up.
Oh, when they build something.
Or like with Spielberg, I mean, like he was fucking building full on dinosaurs. And just like, but we sound like old men
we
now,
do,
which is
100%.
Weird. Like, and I'm sure this is going to be somebody's favourite Jurassic World movie, and that's cool. I
genuinely hope it is. But
and also, I think it might just be a bit of crack.
Yeah.
And I think and it's fine but I think, like, Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey, it's a good cast. Mahershala Ali, like, that's a real strong cast. Gareth Edwards directing, and like, you have this movie is coming out, and I'm like, I think it's probably more so coming from a place of I wish it felt bigger. Like, yeah, and there's a part of me that, like, it's a Jurassic movie, like, it should be the biggest movie of the summer. Like, this movie should come out as like, there's a Jurassic movie, fuck. But I feel like this is going to come and go, and we'll be like, oh yeah, did you see Jurassic World? No, I haven't got around to it. Because
I feel like it's also going to get swept by Fantastic Four and Superman in July.
It's Superman, and Superman's July 11th, I think, and Fantastic Four is like 2 weeks later.
Yeah, and I think this is July 2nd.
July 2nd. So it's going to have 9 days.
Yeah,
basically less than a week and a half
to try and just make most of its box office. To be honest,
yeah.
But also, if there's 3 films that I want to see and I can only see 2 of them, I'm not picking this one.
Which is sad, because Jurassic Park...
It's great, and like I don't mean to rag on it. I genuinely hope people watch this and enjoy it. I think that would be fantastic. I actually think
it goes into the same bracket as like the Jurassic, or the Lord of the Rings movies, or the Hobbit movies.
The Hobbits,
for me, the Hobbit movies. Yes. So it's like, for me, they're in the same part, whatever file is in my brain, that if you were like, there's another Jurassic World, and you said to me, there's another Hobbit movie, in my brain, I'm like, yeah, but it's not going to be as good as the first one.
They're making that because they think I want it.
Yeah, but I don't want that one. I want the one I watched when I was 10.
Yeah, which is like me going to all the re-releases of movies.
Which is impossible. So it's diminishing returns, and we've reached that point where I'm like, okay, it's fine. So look, I think by the way, the death scene from the scientists at the start, really cool shot. That guy's acting fantastic. Yeah. He's acting real good.
Right. The kid under the fucking raft, like the safety raft, terrifying. Like, that's a horrible situation to be in. But also, I know
my first thought was, why is that family on a ship? Why are they in a little raft?
Why are they hanging out? I thought this was Spec Ops, man. What are we doing?
I think, it's now come around to the point where I'm too familiar with the concept, and
yes.
I've now become the fucking like dickhead who's like, yeah, but actually that doesn't make any sense, and I don't want to do that. I'm just like, let's just go to somewhere cool and do something cool. Let's just do a cool thing.
I want the dinosaurs in weirder situations. I want them in space. I want actual time travel in these movies at this point.
I think you need to leave the dinosaurs alone for 10 to 15 years. I think Jurassic World made a gajillion dollars. I don't know how much of fuck money it made, and they love that shit. But the reason it did that was because the last one was like 20 years before that. So just leave it and then come back with somebody, whoever's big in 2040.
What about we do Cambrian Park? And it's set during the Cambrian explosion, and it's just a weird bunch of creatures walking out of the ocean. How about that, guys?
Oh, perfect. Nailed it. Yes. We're going to finish off movie news this week, Shaun, with some news about the Avengers films that were both originally released, set to release this year, 2025, back to back. On the original, very, very original thing. But now, Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars have been delayed to 2026 and 2027. So, slightly pushed back, and that's why we were talking about the Spider-Man thing earlier on. That's now been moved ahead of these two movies. What does this mean? Is this a good or a bad thing?
It means they started filming 2 weeks ago and they realised, we'll need time to edit this.
Wait, we got to edit this?
We can't just put raw footage on the screen? What?
The Russos were like, will we just film it in order? Then we don't have to edit anything.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
We have to start and stop the camera at exactly the right moment.
You've got one take, Downey. Just fucking give it to us.
We're shooting this on film, fuck it.
I think that's exactly what's happened. I think they were originally like, we'll film it, it'll be out by 2026, don't worry about it. And now it's been pushed back. So because they then realised, this is actually quite big. This is a much bigger project than we expected.
Fairly important that we do this right, I would say.
Yeah. You also have Fantastic Four that's going to be coming out on the 25th of July. So like that's this year, and then July 2026 we'll have Spider-Man Brand New Day, and then you'll have Doomsday, which will be released December of that year, and then December of the year later is Secret Wars.
That sounds like it's a more reasonable timeline. I get that if they had announced that as the initial timeline, you're waiting close to a decade for like the end of the story.
Can I just say, by the way, they haven't started shooting yet, and originally they were going to be like, it's coming out next summer.
Yeah. No, but Conor, it's a complicated business, Hollywood.
It's not complicated. Just give people a year or two.
Bounty hunting is a complicated profession.
Like, if I have a movie and I'm like, it's coming out in 2027, you gotta start 2025, surely.
Yeah. You know how long these take to make?
Ages.
You've made 37 of them.
And there's like fucking 50 people in the movie. If there's a project, if I was in school and there's like, geez, there's a lot of work in this project, I shall start 6 weeks out. It might be finished. We'll never know.
I'll tip away at it, like.
Do a little bit every day for 2 years and you'll eventually get there.
I'm fascinated to know how. And look, like, filmmaking's not all about money, but it's Marvel, so it's interesting. What the fuck is Doomsday and Secret Wars gonna cost? That's got to be the most expensive movie ever made, right?
It has to be ever made, yeah.
On cast alone.
Yeah, I suppose. How much did Endgame cost? Like $300 million? Something?
Like a ridiculous amount.
Well, I mean, if we're going off... If we're going off Secret Invasion that came out on Disney Plus, I think that cost like $200 million.
All of my life.
Yeah, that's $200 million to make that show. That show was obviously notoriously not good.
I'm crashing out looking at this list of the most expensive films.
Go on.
Number 1, Star Wars The Force Awakens cost $447 million.
Seems like too much money.
And then if I just track down a bit, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, Fast X, Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides, the fourth one, cost $379 million.
All of these are tax write-offs. There's no way those movies cost that much.
Age of Ultron with $365 million. Endgame, $356 million. I think the trick might be to underpay your animators.
Where did all that money go?
Number 13 on the list. The Electric State from 2025. $320 million.
Where did all that money go?
Not into a good film, I'll tell you that.
It's got to go to the Russos, surely. Like, directly.
They're just pocketing it. They have to.
Yeah. You tell you what, you give me another 100 million, I'll make sure you give it to me a check now, and I'll make sure the lads in the crew get the money. Don't worry, don't you worry now. I'll deliver it.
Number 14 is the Marvels, and then 4-way tie for 15th place. Star Wars: The Last Jedi, Justice League, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, and Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, all at 300
Pirates
million.
of the Caribbean, fucking... And that's 2006 money. That's like $300 million in 2006.
Do you want me, okay, will we get the inflation calculator out again?
Due to inflation, that's got to be like nearly $500 million, surely.
So 300 million.
Yes.
In 2006.
In 2006.
Today would be... $4.76 million.
Cool. That's a lot of money.
So adjusted for inflation, I think that's the most expensive movie ever made. Amazing.
What an idea. Shaun, I think we got off track, but are you excited about these Avengers movies? Or let's give them a bit more time? That's a good take.
I wasn't until I saw Thunderbolts, and I really enjoyed Thunderbolts, so I think I want to see more of these.
Yeah.
I will never be 2015 Shaun about these movies, but
yeah,
I think I'm still interested enough in them.
That's a fun way to look at it. Like, I'll never be first time watching Jurassic Park about Jurassic World, but I will also never be 2015 Conor when it comes to the Avengers movies, or 2018 Conor.
Yeah, like when we first started this show, it was mostly just let's talk about Marvel. It's like that phrase, you can never go home, because it's different and you're different.
So, Shaun, I think that's it for this. Let's just finish it now. Shaun, that's it for this week's movie news. Guys, and you all will die alone.
Death comes for us all. Would you like to take us out, Conor?
Yes, please.
Thank you everyone for listening to this episode of the Heroes for Hire podcast. We will be back. We're back right now, in fact, with Heroes for Hire Presents Weird News. We will also be back on Friday with an episode of Hero or Zero. Big thank you to everyone over on Patreon, patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. If you want to support us over there, the link is in the description. And big shout outs to all of our patrons. Sorry, this list is getting long. Róisín and Baby Ben Palmer, Ryan Komatsu, Dozer, Enthusiast, Evanson, Waffles, that's it, just Waffles, nothing else, just call me Waffles, David Clarke, Dominic, Anna Sharkfoot, Hjelmroos, Danny McLaughlin, Lordsmish, Michelle Browne, Frost currently riding a WWE hyperfixation wave, Ed Ball, Conor and Lorraine were right about the Eurovision, Russ, Conor, you insulted Shaun and us all when you were discussing glasses in Shes All That Youre, despicable-Parfitt. So, last week, Russ, there was a reference to Conor hating glasses wearers, and we were talking about 90s comedies and rom-coms, and you said about the scene in She's All That, where it takes off her glasses and suddenly she's attractive. You said that applied to every glasses wearer on the planet.
It does sound like something I would say. To be
True,
fair.
he says it in private as well. It's very hurtful.
I said that's my opening line to Shaun every day. I mean, I can't defend that. I think I've been caught out. I will send a notes apology on social media.
Good.
I will screenshot an apology of my notes on social media to all glasses wearers. And hopefully this might not be the end, Shaun. Maybe we might get another episode out of this.
We will continue. We'll have to see with our 2020 vision, of course.
Yeah, when you take them off and you can't see, beauty.
That's when I'll read the notes app apology. Thank you also to Jackson Brueheim. Liz had a few too many on St. Paddy's Day and tipsily subscribed to the Patreon. Ciara Lawler, Judge Leahy, Mikeychairsnumber1fan Shaun is cool and a genius. Róisín, Pete, funky like a Mississippi donkey, Jones, Jack Markham, Johnny Ray, Hunter Havard the Texas Ironman, Donegal George, Lisa the Fall Guy aficionado. Ooh.
Yes, Lisa.
There are now two of you.
We are strong. We are unit.
Justin Bowman, Joe Reid, John Neesmith, the Dr. Dara, Ted Sullivan, Jeff Scroger and Adam O. Thank you all for your support. We really appreciate it. Heading over to patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. If you want to support us over there is also the merch store, heroesforhire.ie/shop. Twitter is @Heroes for Hire pod, the 4 is the number 4. Facebook is Detective Divilment's discussion group. Instagram is Heroes for Hire podcast. Blue Sky is Heroes for Hire podcast. And the best way to ever help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just a one, please.
And I think that's about it, Conor.
I think so. So I've been Conor Lawler.
I've been Shaun Meighan.
I shall see you all next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.